Hey there, this is Greg. I've been working on some smaller mini box projects that I've already talked about in one of my past videos. Small, cheap cardboard boxes that you might find at the dollar store is what I've been using, and of course the projects themselves end up being quite small, and these were originally designed when I first started creating these to be standalone projects where I would just put a hanger on the back, as I've done here, and you'd hang them on the wall. But as usual, I really can't leave well enough alone. I've decided that I wanted to rebox these, kind of revision these a little bit differently, put them into a larger box. So that's the direction I've been going. This one I'm just about ready to complete. I've got the box all ready to go, glass on top. This has already been glued to a new substrate. Heavy cardboard, railroad board is what I refer to it as. It's from an old book cover. It's going to be glued inside and some hanging hardware put on the back, and this will be ready to go. So this is the mini box that I've completed recently that I've decided I want to put into a larger box. The larger box that I'm using is an old cigar box, or new cigar box, I guess. It's been covered with alcohol dyed paper, sanded, dyed again, sanded again. Sometimes I do the process 2, 3, 4 times to kind of give it a nice aged look. I'm thinking that the box, my mini box, is going into the larger box in this manner right here. And I've created some dividers here out of this heavy, thick cardboard that I think are going to go sit in the box like this. Of course, these are going to be covered with alcohol dyed paper also in just a little bit. And I've also created some peek holes that are going to sit on the sides like this. And I'm really not sure what's going under these peek holes yet. I changed my mind several times in the process of creating a box, but what I'm thinking at this point is some old vintage photo faces are going to go under each of these holes. And of course I'll have my balsa wood frame around the inside of this larger box to kind of hold everything up. I might have another layer of glass on top of all of this, but I'm not sure yet. But anyway, stay tuned here because I'll show you more of the process of what I'm doing with this assemblage. Hey, one of the quick little tricks that I've discovered when using alcohol dye, I talk about alcohol dye a lot because, well, I use it a lot. I like the transparent nature of it. It's quick and easy to use. It adds a nice kind of an aged process when you combine it with sanding, but I'm often waiting for stuff to dry. So when I've got a wet sheet of paper, in fact, this is an old page from a vintage dictionary. I use a heat gun to dry it. You could probably also use a hair dryer, but a heat gun is very fast. And what happens is I'm not just sitting around waiting for stuff to dry. So I use the heat gun to do a quick dry job on this. And then these papers that I'm dyeing now, of course, are going to be used to cover the cardboards for my new mini box that I'm getting ready at the moment. So I'm going to finish drying this. Here's where I am with this project at the moment. I've gotten out my old cabinet photos. I've cut out the heads, circular style like this. And I've glued the heads onto the back of, I've got a bunch of old poker chips to give it a little bit of strength. And then I'm going to glue the heads down onto some scrap circular wood pieces that I have. Everything's going to be glued down in my box in this fashion. And my cardboard with the little peek holes is going to fit over the top in this fashion with my mini box in between. Then the same thing is going to happen over here on this side with my peek holes, mini little pictures underneath the peek holes. And then I've also got some dividers. The cardboard covered with my old paper. Dividers are going to fit in here in this style. And I think that's where I am right at the moment. I may change my mind a little bit on this. I actually may put glass over the top of these old photos also, but let me continue and I'll show you what's coming up next. Hey, one other thing here. As I'm getting this piece put together, I decided I'm going to put individual pieces of glass on the back of these peak holes. I could have put one whole strip of glass, but I happen to have these individual pieces, so I'm going to use that. The glass is going to cover each of these vintage ladies' faces, which are floating on a block of wood. So this peak hole piece is going to be glued down on top of the ladies' faces. My dividers are going to be glued into place, and this box is pretty much finished as soon as I get everything glued into place. The ladies, my original mini box, all the glass. I'm not going to put any more glass on this, by the way. This will probably do it. I'll put some hanging hardware on the back, and then this piece is finished, and it's ready to hang on the wall. By the way, I finished a similar box about a week ago, similar kind of idea. My 2 mini boxes off to the side here, and then I've done some other kinds of things with the compartments in the middle. This particular box, I got 2 of these boxes that were already divided into compartments at a kind of a, we call it scrap. It's kind of a recycling center here in the Portland area. Both of these boxes are very sticky. They're very dirty. They've taken a lot of work, a lot of sanding to get them into shape to begin the project. But I did complete this particular piece. And of course the 2 peak holes, I'm into peak holes right now with some toy compasses up here at the top, and then some Cornellish kind of hanging material down here at the bottom. And again, I'll put some hanging material on the back and get it hung on the wall. But again, I've used a lot of alcohol dye, a whole lot of sanding, and I've kind of burnished the edges with some soft black crayon, which also ages. So anyway, these 2 projects are done. Thanks for joining me.